right, everyone. Welcome to yet another workshop, this time given by one of our own here at Sunhacks. We have Paul teaching you how to write a Discord bot to catch Pokemon. So with that, let's get started. Go right ahead, Paul, and have fun.
All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Sunhacks Done Quick. This is my Discord bot 80% speed run. We are going to be catching Pokemon today. I believe, let me go check my time splits here. I believe we got time splits ready. Okay, and we're going. So the overview, first thing that we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about what we're going to be building. We're going to be building a bot that's going to be able to catch Pokemon in your Discord server. The very first thing we need to do is we need to set up our code base. Once we get our code base all set up, we then need to create something that can encounter wild Pokemon, check to see if the user that's trying to catch the Pokemon has any Pokeballs, throw said Pokeball, mash A, and hope that you actually catch the Pokemon. So with the overview done, split done on the overview, we now got to work on our code base. We are going to be using Autocode. Autocode is a JavaScript Node.js based system that lets you create API endpoints really quickly. So we're going to create a new project here. This project is going to be called Pokebots. So we're going to save that. And the beautiful thing about Autocode is it integrates extremely well with lots and lots of different services, such as Discord. So let me check the splits. All right, we're up to next to linking with Discord. It was just that easy to build an entire website that you can actually ping with HTTP requests and everything. Now we got to do Discord. New Discord, we're going to link a new resource. So in order to link the resource, what you need to do is you first go to the Discord developer portal. You create a new application. We're going to call this Pokebots. You can give it a nice little icon. I made this earlier. This beautiful, beautiful icon. There we go. Gorgeous. Autocode walks you through everything that you need to in order to get everything set up. So I clicked the developer portal, new application. I gave it a name, and then we're going on to the next step here. It needs our client ID and our client secret. So we're going to grab that client ID. We're going to grab, whoops, this is the wrong area. Save changes. It wants it in the OAuth section, as it clearly labeled with a blinking red light that I apparently can't read. Client ID. And then finally, our client secret. So what this will do is it will link your Discord bot that you just created with your Autocode account, so that way you can start doing stuff with said Discord bot. We need to create a redirect, so that way our Discord bot knows where it needs to be sending things. It's going to be sending it to our Autocode server. So we're going to save those changes here. And then finally, we're going to build the bot. So bot, add bot. Yep. And then we need the bot token. We're going to generate a token here, clicking that generate button. And then we're going to paste it in there and hit finish. It's going to ask what server we want to add this to. Because this is Sunhacks, I'm going to add it directly into the Sunhacks server. The organizers don't know that I'm doing this. Hopefully nobody gets mad at me, but if anybody does, they can fight me. So if we actually go to the Sunhacks server right now, we'll go take a look. I believe it has just joined, and we should be able to see it over on the side here. There's got a ton of people over at Sunhacks. It's great to see you all here. And nope, not here yet. That's odd. I might need to add him to the role. Yep. You won't actually have to do this part with your Discord bot, but I'm doing this for mine. Okay, bot. Add Pokebot to the Sunhacks 2021. Congratulations, Pokebot. You are now part of Sunhacks 2021. And there they are. I'm also going to give them the bot role because we can. So now we have a little Discord bot that can do things. So as far as time splits go, that is connected to Discord. But I'm going to take a little bit of a suboptimal path here for this speed run and just show you what I can do with this now. So if I go through Autocode and I go to their libraries and I go to their Discord library, I can actually send a DM in a channel. So we're going to send a message in a channel. To find the channels, what you need to do first is you go over to your settings. You go to advanced and you turn on your developer mode settings. This makes it so that way you can now get IDs of things within Discord. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead, copy the channel ID for the announcements channel. I'm going to paste it there so it knows this is the ID for the announcements channel. All of the strings here are formatted strings. So in order to put something that's not a string in it, you do this $ with some curly braces, and you get that there. All right. We then have content. What are we going to actually send to the channel? We're going to send the following message at everyone. Go check out Paul's talk right now to learn about Discord bots. All right. So we define what channel we want to send things to, and we define what it's going to say. So now that I've finished the configuration, if I run this right now, it'll actually go and send that Discord command over. Actually not, because there is an error of some sort. Debugging momentarily. Go check out Paul's Discord channel. Maybe that was the issue. It might be that I don't have permissions to do that with the bot. So we'll just do it over in general. So let's get the ID of the general channel. That's what that one is. And we'll go send this there instead. Unknown channel. This is why we don't do live coding demos, but well, no idea what's going on right now. I can't see the Pokebot. Sunhacks21 Pokebot. There they are. I promise this doesn't happen. This is not going to be a good speed run. I'm also going to go check out this chat here. People, oh, what is that? Not everyone. Can I also go put it in announcements? Let's go do that instead. And I also don't need these angle braces here. And done. There we go. Thank you, Pokebot, for announcing that I'm doing an awesome talk. So now that we did that little kind of suboptimal path there, we need to create our Airtable, which is going to be another thing that we're going to be linking to our system. Airtable is sort of like a database, but not really. It's very similar to like a Google Sheet, except you have a little bit more freedom with what you're working on in terms of defining the columns that you have, kind of like you would with a database table. But it also has an API built with it. That way you don't need to build your own API, and it just makes things super simple for a project like this. So we're going to have Pokebot. We're going to have two tables here. We're going to have a table for trainers. This will keep track of all the people that are using our Pokebot. And then we're also going to have a table for Pokemon. The trainer table will have an ID. So this is what we're going to be referencing all of our Pokebot or all of our trainers with. They're going to have some unique ID. That ID is going to be their Discord ID. They're going to have some name. which is going to be their Discord username, just to make things simple. We're going to make that a single line of text. And then we're also going to keep track of the last time that they threw a Pokeball. So that's going to be a time, so dates here. It's going to be a 24-hour time in GMT. And that's going to be last throw. So we're going to know last time they threw a Pokeball. All right, and let me clear it. Kind of fills it with these default rows, which is silly. Then for our Pokemon, we're going to have a unique ID for each Pokemon. Instead of having to figure out what that is each time, we're going to just go ahead and make that an auto number. So that means it's just going to be an auto increasing number. All of the ID fields are just going to be this. Each Pokemon has a type of Pokemon. So what species is it? It's going to be a single line of text. We're just going to call it species. And each one of these is going to have an owner. And this owner is going to link directly back to that, whatchamacallit. The owner will link directly back to one of the trainers. So the ID of the trainer will be linked to the owner here. And then finally, we have a caught time, because we want to know what was their birthday. I mean, not their birthday, but the time that they were captured and thrown into a little ball. So capture time. We'll use that with these parameters. And we'll keep going. Let's check chat. Got to notify them all. Exactly. Got to notify everybody about this talk. It'll be real fun. Okay. So now that I've harassed a bunch of people, and we have our Airtable set up, we need to connect the Airtable. So Airtable, we need to link a new resource. I have my account already set up. If you don't have your account already set up, you can just link a new Airtable account there. But what it'll do is it'll go look at all my tables in Airtable and Pokebot right there. It'll link that, and suddenly now I have a database connected to this whole server. It is quite literally that simple. All right, next on the splits, we have to create a catch command. So I'm going to go Autocode Discord command builder. This will let us build commands for the bot. This command is going to be catch. And well, first, step one, I should read these steps. I'm really bad at this. Step one, I was speedrunning, actually. I skipped step one. So one of these is the one that I did earlier, and one of these isn't. It's this one. We're good. Catch. Attempt to catch a Pokemon. Attempt to catch Pokemon. So we're going to create this little slash command. So that way, when a user goes through and they type in /catch, they will attempt to catch a Pokemon. We're going to save that command, which will then send the command over to the server. So technically speaking, now you could go ahead and, if I was to just go over into the Pokebot channel, type in /catch. There's no handlers for it, but you can see that it does show up as a thing that you can do. Also, for the sanity of the rest of everybody else, I am going to go ahead and hide this or remove all of Pokebot's roles so people don't start pinging Pokebot in the middle of channels. I'm then going to just go add Pokebot directly into this channel. Okay. So I can use catch here, but I can't go over into general and type in, I still can't. Okay, well, you know what? Well, I'm sorry. This is a mistake. So now that we've created the catch command, we need to create a handler for it. A handler is what the code that actually runs anytime I press catched. So we have our workspace there, the Pokebot, and I'm going to add it to that existing project. So now we get to write a little bit of code. First thing, it has some default code here. So if I have this default code all set up, I type in /catch. I save this. I type in /catch I really do need chat set up on the side of my screen. I need like a second monitor. Yeah, triggering command, it's thinking probably. Do I have logs? No logs yet? Oh man. Catch. There we go. I just triggered the catch command. So awesome. Now that we have that all connected and squared away. Now we need to do the encounter of a wild Pokemon. So the first thing I do before we get that started, we need to have like a little bit of housekeeping, just to grab a couple variables and make them easier to work with. Let me go check my notes here really quickly. All right. The first thing we need is to know who the person is that used the command. That's going to be our user. So I'm going to go ahead, let our user equal to, and this is one of the nice things about Autocode. I'm not paid by Autocode or anything. Somebody in the chat is though. And this is just a really convenient way of seeing, this is exactly what's going to be sent to us whenever somebody presses the slash command. It's going to say context.params, and then I'm going to get this JSON right here. It's going to be event, and we want to find the user. The user is right here, so it's event.member.user. All right. So we got that. I need to hide these. Next, we're going to have whatever channel this was sent in. So let channel equal context.params.event. And hey, look, it's channel ID right there. That'll be the ID of the channel that this was sent in. And then the final thing is we also want the timestamp that we're doing in, because we want to keep track of how often people are throwing Pokeballs and that kind of stuff. There's a really nice library that handles timestamps for you called Moment. So I'm going to just import that. Moment. There we go. There we go. By just typing require moments, it automatically downloads that package and says like, okay, you need this package, we'll get it downloaded for you. You don't need to worry about defining which packages you need or anything. It just does it for you. It is automatic, as the kids say. And now we just need to know what time it was. So the time here is this received at, and Moment will automatically just parse this information. So we can do context.params.received. Wait. Event.event. See, it even corrected me there. This is just a coder's dream because it helped me fix all my really stupid mistakes that I tend to make quite a bit. I love this chat so much. You guys are the best. All right, so now that we got all of that kind of squared away, we need to encounter wild Pokemon. So I'm going to make a new function, get Pokemon, and it's going to go find a random Pokemon for me. So I want to get one of the original Pokemon, so I'm going to get a random number. JavaScript doesn't really have a good built-in random number function generator for like integers. So I'm going to go do this random int JavaScript. There's a thing there. Going to copy that. And we're just going to, I don't know, paste it there, I guess. You see, this is real programming here. And somebody has just delivered me boba. Wonderful. Thank you. We have boba on stream. This is a live feed. Hello, would you like to wave hi to the world? Everyone's on. You can't, the stream is delayed, so you're seeing this late. But
I hope I'm in frame.
Yes,
I might
you're
like
not in frame. Congratulations.
Oh, you can't tell me. Yeah, see, I'm in frame. I'm good.
Oh, perfect. Okay, sick. All right. Thanks, everybody. Copy paste timestamp. Exactly, the copy paste timestamp. It is a time save here. Also, I'm going to add 1 to the get random int thing because we index Pokemon by 1. It's an acceptable indexing by 1 language. And we have a maximum number of 151 Pokemon. So now we need a Pokemon API. So Pokemon API. Congratulations, there's a Pokemon API. it looks like it's just that API key slash Pokemon slash whatever ID number it is. So we're just going to go do that. That's going to be an HTTP request. So we're going to say let request equal awaits lib.http. And it's like, hey, what kind of HTTP request are you trying to make? I'm going to make a GET request. What's the URL? That's the URL. Pokemon slash, and then remember, this is a formatted string. So that means I can add things that aren't just words in there. So it's going to be that ID number that we just made. So that's going to be that random number that we just had. We don't need any of that other stuff. And then when the request comes back, it's going to, oh, something's mad. It's mad at something. Oh, probably because it's not ID, it's number. Just kidding. I don't know why it's mad. Oh, it's this. Well, I did something wrong somewhere. If anyone can spot it, that'd be really cool. Oh, I know why. So very briefly, asynchronous functions. Whenever you are dealing with asynchronous functions, which is a thing that JavaScript allows you to do, basically how it works is you start a function call and it doesn't actually complete the function call until later on. But if you want that to be completed sooner, you type await. But you need to make sure that everything that's using that is asynchronous as well. So if I type async there, it won't yell at me, and then we're happy and we can keep going. So our request is going to come back in the form of what? Oh, I don't know. Let's just go to Autocode, HTTP request, API reference. It's going to be a GET request. It's going to have data. That's what we care. I also probably couldn't call it request. I probably can call it response. That makes more sense. Data, and then according to the Pokebot thing, one of the parameters that it gives me is going to be, I think, a name. Yep, name right there. So now we're going to go dot name, and then we're going to return that. So this will just give us the Pokemon name that we just made. So why don't we try it here? Console log, just that, get Pokemon. I'm also gonna mute, we're also gonna stop this so that way we're not just sending that over and over. And I'll run this here and see what happens. Over in the logs, asynchronous requests. So we need to wait for this function to finish. So await just makes it so that way we wait until it's finished. We await it. And then if we look at the log, Vileplume. All right, so we're getting random Pokemon. Let's run it again for posterity's sake. See if we're getting another random Pokemon. Golem. Awesome. We now have random Pokemon. I'm also going to capitalize this Pokemon. Forget JavaScript, capitalize string. Is it just dot capitalize? Probably. To uppercase. Thank you. This is how programming works. I wanted to do a live, like, actual programming demo where I don't have a nice pre-built cake for you somewhere where I'm copying and pasting code, because this is like the natural coding in all naturality. Setting its intentional for teaching is big brain energy. Oh yes, of course, totally, 100%. Yep, only. Perfect. So, so now that we have a random Pokemon, we figured out how to catch a random Pokemon. We now need to figure out how many. One second. We now need to check the inventory of the person, so that way we can see whether or not they have any Pokeballs. So where am I going? Here I am. We're going to make a variable, just refresh mins. That's fine. So this will say that this is a variable that we're going to use to see how long it takes for us to refresh the amount of Pokeballs that a person has. And this is where we're going to start using that database that we just made. So we're going to make another asynchronous function. And we're going to call it, my iPad keeps turning off, even though it has my script on it. We're going to call it get next throw. All right. So we're going to go query that database that we just made. So that Airtable database is right here. I actually want the color to be cooler, so let's make it like hot pink. Yeah. And we're going to go take a look to see if we can grab our trainer from it. So await a lib Airtable, and it's going to pull up a bunch of things here, and we want to select records by querying a base. So we have our Pokebot there. It has two tables, the trainers and the Pokemon. How we want to look it up is by the ID. So if the ID is equal to the ID of the user, so that is user.id, and finished. We defined user up here to grab the person that pressed the button or sent the command, and we're going to pass their ID over to our database. We then need to do a little bit of stuff with that. So if the user, or if the rows.length, equals 0. So I also write in Python most of the time, so I mess up JavaScript syntax a lot, which is great for giving a tutorial on JavaScript. So this right here, this Airtable, which I'm going to go Autocode Airtable. They have their API right here. I can go peek at it. There's their query API, and they have a select function where you'll see it'll return what table it pulled it from and any rows. So it's an array, and arrays have lengths. So I can see if the length is 0. That means that whoever it was that we wanted to check their trainer status isn't actually a trainer yet. So we're going to go add them to the table. Await lib Airtable or insert records into a base. So we're going to go insert into the trainer with an ID of user.id and a name of user.username. There we go. Finish that. The whole part of this function is to figure out what their next throw is, which is that column right there, their last throw. I guess we can call it get last throw. But we're not going to, because you'll see why in a second. That'll be really cool. Actually, I lied. I do have a pre-baked cake over here. I'm gonna go look at it. The lies come out. I know. Last throw equals null. Okay. So if they are in the database, we need to go grab the last throw from them. So we're going to go last throw equals, what was it? Response dot rows, the first column, and then we need last, what do we call it in the database? Last throw. Cool. Copy, paste. So now we have this. If their last throw, or we initialize the last throw to be null, that means that we assume that they're not in the database yet. But if they are in the database, then we make the last throw the value of their last throw. We're going to then return, and remember, this is get next throw. So we want their last throw plus whatever refresh time, because that'll tell us the next time that they are able to throw a Pokeball. So return, so first it'll be return last throw here. Actually, let's not do that. What did I do in the past? This is why you have pre-baked cakes, because then you can remember the nonsense that you did previously. I don't think that actually works, and I'm surprised is there. But return last throw dot add, and what do we call it? Refresh minutes. So we're going to return the last throw plus 5 minutes. So now we're going to go play with the database real quick. I'm going to first, I'm not in the database, so I'm going to go type in /catch. Triggering the command, it's going to then probably crash. I'd put money on it crashing. Actually, I just have these functions. I'm not actually calling them. So we're going to go await get next throw. And we're going to console log that because I want to see what it says. Cool. So now if I use catch, it will think and think and think and think and not do the thing. Get next throw. Yep. I love it when things work. Oh, cannot read property of add the null. Yeah, I assumed that wasn't going to work. Return 0. Just going to do that. Cool. But if we then go and edit the database with not sample username, I am not sample username. Delete record. Go edit this to like today or something. So that's now, and or like, yeah, now time in GMT. And I go run this again. It should tell me this time plus 5 minutes. Cannot read property add if undefined. Oh boy. Console.log result.rows. Let's do that. Why am I running? If yes, I should read things. Dot fields last throw. That's how that works. Alrighty. And now if I do this or this. Okay, I promise it works now. So, and I'll explain what's happening here momentarily once I test this and it works, and then I feel happy. Hooray. So if they are in the table, we want to grab that last throw from them. So the response has rows, and each row has a field in it, and that field says last throw. We want to turn that into a timestamp because originally it's just a string. So we use the moment library to turn it into a timestamp, and then we can add 5 minutes to it. And as you can see there, the time is 13:56, which is about 5 minutes from when I press that button. So now we have the ability to check if or when the next throw is going to be available. Let's see. What do I need to do now? Let's go look at these things because apparently I've given up on pretending not that this doesn't exist. We also want to be able to send messages to chats. So I'm going to just make a quick function up here. Send message. What's their message? Message is going to be this. We're going to go await lib.discord.send a message to a channel or something. It's going to have a channel. And it's going to be a message. All right, finished with that. That all looks good. Yeah. So now what we're going to do is we're going to then, let me check the splits here. We check the inventory. We're gonna then, I'm loving these. You need to press run. Oh, thanks. All right. So we have a check to see if they have a Pokeball ready. We now can kind of start putting things together. So back at that thing here, set up a code base, encounter a Pokemon. We're going to start a Pokemon encounter. So Pokemon, let Pokemon equal get Pokemon. All right, we have a Pokemon. We now need to check to see if we have any Pokeballs. So get next throw equal get next throw. So this is either going to return the next throw or none. Let's call it null, actually. Yeah. So we have that. We have whether or not they have the next throw. So then we're going to say if next throw does not equal null and next throw is less than now, which we have a variable for that. So this will check if it's null, and if it's not null, then it'll also check if we're currently past the time that we said that we can throw again. Then we need to make an attempt at throwing a Pokeball at the Pokemon. So I'm going to make a very quick function here. Throw ball, catch rate. So we're going to create a function that's going to throw a ball. It has a little catch rate there. And it's just basically going to see whether or not a random number is less than that catch rate. So return math.random, which will get us a random number between 0 and 1, is less than the catch rate. So if it's a 70% catch rate, then any number between 0 and 0.7 will pass. Good. So then we're going to say if throw ball. We're actually going to call this better. We're going to call this like capture. Yeah, we like that. If capture. Else. Okay, so if we capture the Pokemon, we then need to have a way of putting that information into our database. Function record capture. And what we want to record is we want to record the Pokemon that they caught. So the way we do this is we're going to go over to our database. We have a Pokemon list here. It's got a bunch of IDs. We're going to do an await lib airtable, which is our database, insert, and then we're going to do Pokemon here. So what are all of our fields that we have? We have the species, which is going to be the Pokemon that we're going to be capturing. We have the owner, which is going to be that user. And then finally, we have the capture time, which is going to be now. All right. So record capture. Oh, we need the Pokemon. So now we have, you get a Pokemon. You're going to check to see if you can throw a ball. If you can throw a ball, we're going to see if you capture the Pokemon based on, whoops, this is a function, our capture rate. Let's say there's a 50-50 chance that you actually catch the Pokemon. We then record the capture. Else, didn't catch. And then we need to update the Pokeball so that way we know. Use Pokeball. We need to update the last thrown there so that way we know that they just used a Pokeball. Lib airtable update a record, update records by querying a base. So we want to go to Pokemon, or not Pokemon. We want to go to trainers, where the ID is equal to user ID, set the last thrown to now. Okay. So now we need to use the Pokeball. So it's use Pokeball. And now we can go and try this. It's going to be really boring because we don't actually have any logging for it, but we can catch the Pokemon and we'll go see if there's any updates in the database. Actually, I should have it console log. Didn't catch. And I'm going to manually set this time way back in time so that way I can have my last thrown. Completed request. Console log next throw. This is the joy of me coding things on the fly for fun. There we go. Promise pending. Oh yeah. Await. You literally need to put await everywhere. I keep forgetting that that's a thing that you really, really, really need to do. Please, if anyone actually knows JavaScript and you're seeing this, I'm really sorry. I code in Python all day for work. So yeah, Split's time ran away. There was a wild battle. Yeah, it's been a rough time. All right. When in doubt, just flip the less than to a greater than and see if that does the thing that you want it to do. Unknown field, last thrown. Last throw. Nobody knows. Up, 8 new logs. Okay, cool. So that means we caught a Pokemon. So we know that that's working. We can then go look at our database to see if it actually worked. Pokemon. We got a Horsey. All right, awesome. And did the time get properly updated? Probably not, because that would be too miraculous if things actually worked properly. Oh, wait, use Pokeball, update user ID. ID is now. Unless time, oh wait, no, the time did get updated. Yeah, the time did get updated. It's just the timestamp here is from that day. Very odd, whatever. We don't think about that. Okay, so now we have kind of like a structure of a Pokemon capturing system, but it's not very fun for the people actually using the Discord, and we're making a Discord bot. So we need to actually have messages being sent, and let's have some fun with these messages. So I'm going to go and steal whatever messages I wrote here. We're going to start off, once we see the Pokemon, a wild so-and-so has appeared. All right. We're going to then, if they have a Pokeball that they can throw, it'll say, you know, user used Pokeball. We then use the Pokeball. If they capture it, it will say, all right, Pokemon name was caught by user name. And then if it didn't get captured, oops. So 2 messages here. It appeared to be caught as if you threw the Pokeball, but it didn't actually get in it. And then a second one. Oh no, the wild Pokemon has fled. We should also have a little message here to say that you're out of Pokeballs. And so I will go grab those messages. User did not have a Pokeball. Refresh, and it tells you when your next throw is going to be. So next throw is a time from now. And then, actually, sorry, this should be null or, yeah. And then, yeah. And the reason I did this is next throw is null if we haven't entered them into the database. If they're not in the database, then they should be able to throw the first ball. And the next one is if their next throw is less than now. Or so. Brackets. All right, let's run this. Channel ID. Oh yeah, of course. We actually need to run this in a real channel because we're going to get real things back from the bot. A wild cadaver has appealed. Oh no, Paul does not have a Pokeball. Refreshes in 21. Refreshed 21 hours ago. Oh, maybe it was in the right direction. And I just don't know how math works. Let's try. Catch. A wild Muck has appeared. Paul used a Pokeball. All right, Muck was caught by Paul. Awesome. That means I caught a Pokemon. And that means technically that is a world record of me catching a Pokemon. Yes. All these. I love the chats, man. Thank you. All right. And if we go look at our database here, our little database, you'll see that I caught a Muck at 21:05, which according to GMC is like our time, I think. I don't know. I'm not over there. And yeah, that is essentially how you build Discord bots on Autocode. I know that was kind of very fun and weird, but I just wanted to showcase how simple it is to kind of spin up new things with this. In our last 10 minutes, I can actually show you how quickly some of the stuff is. List all, and then we're gonna have an option. Yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. I was gonna make a little thing to like list all the Pokemon that a user has, because right now it's just in the database. But to do that, you would just write a query to say, give me everything from this owner and see what Pokemon they had. But honestly, that's kind of it. Does anybody have any questions? I will go look at chat. And yeah. I achieved my dream. I caught a Pokemon. I got the world record. The first 80% speedrun Pokeball catching Discord bot. I'm pretty sure. I probably am the first. Maybe. Workshop questions. Paul, do you appreciate how much I'm holding down the shift key to yell? I do appreciate that. I really do. This is lots of fun to do. This keyboard, it doesn't have a caps lock. I am aware. It is my keyboard. I don't have a caps lock on my keyboard that is currently being used to stream this. All right. Well, if nobody has any questions, then I can end early because I know that scheduling is really fun. Thank you all for joining me on the Discord bot 80% speedrun challenge speedrun. And goodbye.
All right. Thank you so much for doing that, Paul. It was great to learn about that. And, you know, you love to see it. Organizers giving awesome talks, and we'd love to possibly see any of you give a talk in the future. So keep that in mind. So great job, and we're going to go get ready for the next workshop. So thanks so much.
Regarde dans la glace. Qu'est-ce que tu vois? Regarde dans la glace. Qu'est-ce que tu vois? tu vois.